Hello and welcome to yet another stock update here on our channel. My name is Ben from Mint Capital, and today we are going to focus on a very fabulous company, Innovative Industrial Properties. If you haven't heard about this company, then too bad, or lucky, if I guess, because you just clicked on this video and I want to present our accounts and I want to highlight why this is such a fabulous opportunity right now to buy this stock, especially because of the dividends. So I covered this stock in the last month, if I remember this correctly, Innovative Industrial Properties. And first of all, I want to highlight that this company is a real estate investment trust. This is important to know because their business is pretty much buying property and leasing it back to cannabis companies or providing cannabis companies with capital to lease properties in which they can grow with their cannabis. So it is a very important business because most cannabis companies in the US don't really have an access to traditional banking, and Innovative Industrial Properties kind of fills this gap, and it is the first company of its kind ever who focuses on this specific economy. And I highlighted our account, so I'm in the last our accounts in the last video. So I'm just going to explain this very briefly. Innovative had their IPO back in 2016 and traded very low back then, and we have seen a considerable increase, and it heavily correlated with Bitcoin back then. And that after that we have experienced the COVID crash in a wave 2, and after that came in a wave 3, wave 4. And wave 5, which finished our whole cycle. Wave 1 it was nearly $300, so quite considerable gain. And after that, the company just plunged a lot, nearly 80%. And this company is very interesting because they managed to increase their revenue by a lot. And I'm just going to dive into this very briefly. And I want to highlight that they are paying out more than 9% in dividends today. And this is quite a good yield because as a company, they pay out 90% of their taxable income back to investors. That's because they are a real estate investment trust. They pay back their gains to investors. And the other interesting part is that they managed to increase their revenue by a lot in the last 5 years. You see, they started with earnings below 1 million, and right now we are on track to finishing another year with nearly $300 million in revenue. So pretty impressive gain, and so far they managed to exceed investors' expectations almost every time. That's, I think, the interesting part about this company. And of course, they have always increased their dividend over the past year because their revenue increased. And I expect that this will continue to go on like this. And this is just a fabulous opportunity if you like dividends. But of course, let's get back to the count. Like I said before, since the top of the cycle wave 1, we have tumbled down extremely and established a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right now, I set a buy zone for our investors on our website, which ranges from $70 to $30. And right now, I expect that we are going to dive into this buy zone once more in the upcoming weeks. But I just want to highlight that the structures are kind of complex since the top right here, and I expect that we will establish a wave B over the next few years and a wave C after that. So the correction will be going on for quite some time. But don't worry about this. It is possible that somewhere here hides a wave A, B setup, and this would mean that this would be the cycle bottom right here. So don't gamble on the future cycle wave 2 bottom of this wave C, and I certainly will buy stocks as soon as we reach our buy zone again. And yeah, it's pretty interesting because I will show you the short-term count very briefly, you just might remember the wave 4 and wave 5 from the last count, and I estimate that we have established wave 1, 2, 3, which reached our extension zone down here, and we established a wave 4 over the past months. And this means ultimately that we are going to establish one more low, which will hopefully push us to the 0.786 retracement at $61. And this is going to be a really good entry point, and I'm going to accumulate more. And after that, of course, we should see considerable gain over the end of this year and 2024. So pretty interesting movements. And let's just say you buy at this retracement, there's an upside potential of 300% on the short term. So pretty impressive. But of course, I want to explain our long-term target very briefly. I showed this in Coinbase and in Palantir and in Neo and all other companies. We track cycle wave 3 targets, and we track it here too. And as you can see, I expect that a cycle wave 3 should unfold somewhere in 2027 and 2028. My main goal would be at the 1.618 extension at a little bit than $526. I know this is pretty high and very speculative because we don't know how this company will perform over the upcoming years. And if they, of course, they have to increase their revenue by a lot to justify these price levels. But I'm very bullish on this company, and I'm thrilled to see how the future will play out in this. And let's just say that you buy in our buy zone at $60. It is there's a very, very big upside potential, and I'm certainly interested in the increasing dividend payments also. So if you want to receive our long update, in which we'll post our long entry in the upcoming weeks and months, you of course have to sign up on our website, because I'm not going to announce our long position here. You have to sign up on our website. So if you should have questions about this company, just leave them in the comments. I know this is quite a difficult stock if you look at the fundamentals, but I'm very interested, and yes, if you should have questions, leave them in the comments. I will answer them, and see you guys in another update tomorrow, and have a good one. Greetings from Zurich, Switzerland, and goodbye.